Hello YouTube, Intuitive Edge here. Tonight I would like to look again at the next moves in Syria. I'd like to look a little deeper what's going on there, and specifically about Donald Trump. What is going on with him in his mind? How does he view it? We're going to ask about 7 questions. We're going to look at, is there going to be a war with Syria, with the United States? What's going on behind the scenes? Where do we need to keep our focus? I want to look specifically at the president and his energy toward war with Syria, how he really feels and how he really sees it. When will this conflict be over with Syria? And did Assad really gas his own people in the recent attack? Or was this a false flag event by another country in order to start a war? And what will be the outcome for Syria? So that's kind of the basis of where I want to go with this reading. So I'm going to set my candle aside and we will get started. Give me just a moment while I shuffle the cards, and we'll get right into this. Give me just a moment. I think I'd like to add one more question on there. I kind of want to know how the majority of Americans feel about war in Syria. Give me just a moment. I'll write that into my... Okay, hold on. Okay, so, all right, so I added that in, and I'm going to finish shuffling here, and we're going to add that question in on how most Americans view it. So, a little bit more on the shuffling, then we'll be done here. Okay, all right, so we're going to cut the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just seeing which way I want to lay these out. Okay. All right, we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do. All right, so we've got the priest. This is war with Syria. Will the U.S. go to war in Syria? Is it gonna be like limited strike or full-on war? So I'm probably gonna do a couple of cards on each question. So we have the priest card. This is the high priest card. This is a card about control and conformity, bringing sides together and bringing things under control. So to me that seems like the United States is interested in bringing this situation under control. Okay, all right, number 2. What is going on behind the scenes? So behind the scenes, to me, this looks like moving and shuffling things and or people ahead of military strike. We've got the Earth Tom and the picture of this cat crossing this divide with a kitten. To me it feels like moving something across a border, moving things, getting things in position. Okay, whether that's getting ready for a potential strike or whether that's moving assets either out of harm's way. So what's going on behind the scenes is there's positioning, either troops or people or supplies or something is being positioned right now behind the scenes. All right. Okay, where do we need to keep our focus? Keep your focus on the world leaders. Keep your focus on Donald Trump, on what he's doing. A lot of people criticize him for his tweets all the time, but I would like to throw out that his tweets often contain messages that are sometimes a little coy or coded, but they give you clues as to what's coming, what's ahead. Um, so some people are paying more attention to his tweets rather than just kind of brushing him off, um, because they see that that is a way that he uses to communicate. Not everybody sees what he says or tries to understand his tweets, but for those who do, they often can find some information as to what the president is focusing on. So you may want to, this is just saying where do we need to keep our focus. This card, the Fire King, is about basically world leaders, leadership roles. Keep your eye on people in leadership positions. Focus on who is doing what, um, who is instigating, who is stepping back. So there will be clues along the way that we can look at that will help us see where this is heading. Okay. Number 4, Donald Trump himself. I wanted to know his energy toward war with Syria. How does he really feel? What does he really think and see? I see Donald Trump a lot of times with his tweets and the things he says. I think he tries to say things that are edgy or maybe a little off the cuff, and I think he uses that to gauge what people are thinking. I think it's more strategic. I know some people would disagree with me on that, and that's fine. But that's how I see his tweets. They're more strategic, which is why I don't just brush them off. I tend to think that there's something that can be gleaned from them. When we have the Ten of Sky, this is a card of endings, of when I see this card on the question of his energy toward war with Syria and how he really feels about it, this is a card of wanting to end something. I don't think that he really wants to go on a full-on war and escalate, and to me this is like a closed down energy of wanting something over. I think he would like to see this conflict come to an end. I don't think he is in there to want to escalate the tensions. And that's another thing too, that you have to understand with the president, at least from what I've come to understand, is that he oftentimes says things, but you have to really read between the lines with him and see where he's really at and what he's really about, because sometimes he's not like an easy read, put it that way. But for this card, this feels like wanting to end something or coming to an end of something. So that to me feels like not wanting to escalate the tensions over there. All right. Okay, number 5. When will this when will this conflict be over? Kind of, what are we looking at here? Is this a long-term thing? And again, I didn't really break this down with like the United States involvement, but just the whole conflict. When will this whole conflict be over? We have the 4 of Fire. This is actually a positive card of wonder, of creativity, of a renewed focus. And on the question of when will this conflict be over? It feels like there will be some either actions or interventions that still might change the trajectory of this whole thing. And I don't know if that looks like I mean, it depends on what takes place. Is this going to escalate? Anyway, I might get more on that. Let me move on. Keep this moving here. So This next question is was this recent attack a false flag event to start a war? Did Assad gas his own people, or was this done to provoke a war, like a false flag type of thing? With the Ace of C, to me, this card it's a positive card, a yes card. But I have two questions here. Which is it? Did he gas his own people, or was this a false flag? This is things being uncovered. This is like having something revealed. Something will be revealed. Something's coming out that's been covered up, or that's trying to be covered up. This feels like there's something yet to be revealed on that question. There's more to be revealed on that question. Let me keep going on this. Number 7. How do most Americans feel about this war? How do most Americans view a war in Syria? And we have the card of the 9 of fire. That's the card of kind of waiting to see what happens, kind of provoking discussion, talk. But a lot of it is kind of like not sure. There's a lot that is like not sure what to think, or it feels like it's bringing, in a weird way, it's like bringing people to conversation. People are talking about it. People are talking more about how they feel about the war. Oh, if we were dragged into a war over there. Interesting. All right. Okay. Outcome for Syria. Actually, I was going to do the bottom card. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Outcome card for Syria. You know, this is a card of withdrawing and being isolated. I don't think that feels really good for Syria. It's like this is a feeling of being isolated, being kind of singled out. Hi, buddy. Sorry, my cat's over here crying. So yeah, I think that Syria is going to be left kind of out cold. It doesn't have a very good feel to that. Okay, I'm gonna leave that here for now. I might pick this up in a minute or two. There's a few more things I'd like to ask. All right, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one there. I want to pull just a couple more to clarify these two that I had questions about. Now, this question here was, when will this conflict in Syria be over? And just to clarify it, we have the 7 of Earth. This is a card of waiting. This is a card of waiting for something, but like being stalled, like you're forced to wait for something, or so it might be a bit of a wait before it's over. I don't think it's gonna be over real soon. Now that doesn't mean the United States involvement. I don't see the United States getting heavily involved. And again, I hope that's correct. I would hope not. But either way, I don't think the conflict itself over there no matter who's involved, is going to resolve in a shorter period of time. I think it's going to kind of play itself out a little bit, and there's pieces that feel like they need to come together, and it's kind of going to be a waiting game to see what happens from there. The other question I wanted to clarify on this one here was, if Assad gassed his own people, I mean, did he do that? Was that a real event? And with the star, move my cat here, buddy. You're not helping. Sorry, guys. I have a big 15-pound baby, and he is kind of, yeah. Anyway, all right. So I think with the star, interesting that card would pull up. Is the card of hope and having hope, renewed hope for the future. And with it being reversed, sometimes that can mean like a delayed hope, or that there's a loss of hope. You know, with the card underneath being that more shall be revealed, and then having the hope card is like not losing faith and not losing hope. And that's the challenge when it's reversed, is to not lose hope and not lose faith. That more shall be revealed. I think that there's going to be more revealed on that, which is why, at least I don't see an answer to that exactly. It feels like that there's something that's going to come out that'll be revealed at a future date. That's what it feels to me. Anyway, okay, I think that's it for now. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave that here. I hope everybody's doing well, and I will see you. And Buddy says goodbye too. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.